All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us with the Embracing Diversity Radio Talk Show. Today, you're going to be hearing from co-host Leona Filis and Mrs. Thelma Scott. Mrs. Thelma Scott is joining us from her house. How are you doing there?
All righty, I'm doing good. How you guys doing on this rainy day?
Well.
We're doing great, Miss Scott. Good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good to see you guys. I'm so sorry I'm not in the studio with you guys, but you know that Mr. Tarek, he's a IT guy, and he can get me in from no matter where I am in the United States. He can zoom in. Yes, so thank you for that. He's awesome. And I just want to say to our guest, the owner, Mr. Mike Kahn, thank you for coming on to being our guest today, our co-host, and I'm so excited because we have a lot of questions to ask you because we are so proud of you guys. Let's give him a hand. He's running for commissioner. So
that's right, Precinct 4.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. Thank you.
So we just wanted to ask you a few questions about what you do in the community and how you're going to be able to promote what you do in the Sugarland area. So, Attorney Filis, I'm going to let you ask them some questions, then I'll come on the end, okay? So we're so proud of you, Mr. Mike Kahn. We're so proud of you.
Thank you, Ms. Scott. Thank you. And the things you are doing and your organization, Save Diversity, and being a part of it, it's great. And just stay blessed. We all work hard and work toward positive things. And the way you're doing for the kids, for their education, and just keep moving. And Radio Dabang is always there, always will be there. Continue for the support you may need. And let's move in the good direction.
Yes.
I just want to say before our co-host talk, I want to say, Mr. Mike Kahn and Radio Dabang, you know that we could not do, State Diversity could not do what we do without dedicated and loving people like you, Mr. Mike Kahn, and the radio station, and all of the radio hosts that come on. So we're just so thankful to have you to continue to support us going into our 5th year. So Attorney Filis, she has some questions that she want to ask you about your heart for loving these kids with disabilities.
Oh, yeah. No, we've been very blessed to have Mr. Kahn helping Safe Diversity communities and the children that benefit from these different programs. Mr. Kahn, how long have you been a businessman in Fort Bend County or the Houston area?
Well, I've been living here over 20 plus years, almost 25 years in Fort Bend County, and being a part of business owner most part of my life. I can't say that,
Nice. Now, you've taken a new interest and you're getting into politics now. Now, how did that come about?
Well, I'm running for Fort Bend County Commissioner, Precinct 4, and I care about citizen Precinct 4, pretty much not politics, but I want to work hard and be there and present myself what the citizens of Precinct 4 needs. And being a business person member and being a leader in a lot of businesses leadership, and I think the leadership matters, and that's why Precinct 4 need a leader to manage and run the Precinct 4 for the citizens of Precinct 4.
Yes, we've had the benefit of seeing you in action as a board member of Safe Diversity Communities, a nonprofit, but you had some very successful businesses, including this radio station, and I wanted to know, how is that going to transfer into your being a leader for the people?
As I mentioned, all the businessship we have done is all leadership. And of course, involving in the Precinct 4 and working with the community people is a decision I made. Of course, first of all, as I mentioned, a lot of people reach me out, encourage me from different places, ethics, business, churches, and convince. Because it's a hard decision to make it. It's not a decision and I've never been in politics in my life, always been business. But after hearing and listening and see the issues and concern what we have in Precinct 4, and I made the commitment. And it's a full-time job. It's not like I'm a commissioner and my presence is there or not there. My presence is going to be there every day, and it's a full-time job. And be their voice for all the citizens of Precinct 4.
Oh, that's great, because right now, yeah, there's a lot of things lacking, and there's a lot of improvement to be had. And I've seen on your platform that you're dedicated to making sure that taxpayer money is spent properly. Can you talk to us about that?
Absolutely. As a businessman and being a conservative, we care, myself, that our citizens, their taxpayer money, we spend it rightly and lower the property taxes, because the taxes goes high, it affects to all the citizens living here. And also, my more concern is supporting our law enforcement, because the way the crimes, the things are happening, is we hear all over to support our law enforcement, provide the enough support so we have a less crime and our citizens are safe, which is safety is my more issue in that part,
Very good. The infrastructure, so right now in the federal, I guess in Congress, they're talking about infrastructure bill. And then at this local level, you want to talk about infrastructure. What is your vision for how you're going to improve infrastructure in Fort Bend County?
Absolutely. As I mentioned again, being a conservative, make sure spend the money right place and right things. We have a school district, we have roads, freeways, a lot of places where we see the traffic issue, where our residents are living. There is a commercial businesses and stuff. So it all needs the requirement, and we need to spend the money on the infrastructure where it required. So put the money right places, again, same thing, and make sure our citizens have a quality of life which they deserve,
Very nice. For schools, so what is the school district out there? It's Fort Bend ISD?
Yes, Fort Bend ISD School District. We just
Okay.
want to support them, work with them, provide the great education and board people, and anything kids needed, anything to help and support them, for their higher education.
Good. And then, so definitely having a focus on education and law enforcement. How are the property taxes over in Fort Bend County?
The Fort Bend County property taxes are high, especially living in the precinct area. So my goal is to work with of course, the city and the people and come up to the plan where we, being conservative, spend the right dollar, right amount of money, and bring the property taxes lower down. And there is a solution which can be done, and that's what my goal is on there.
Now, how can people learn a little bit more about you? Do you have a website that people can look at?
Well, yes, absolutely. We have a MikeKhan.com. That's our website. And of course, they can reach our Facebook page, which is Mike Khan for Commissioner, running on the airport. And of course, being involved in the community with many, many years and involving in here, people, they can reach out on our website, our social media, and of course, being a media involved in the radio station, we have all the doors are open for our citizens, people.
And there's also a phone number as well that everybody will be able to call. It's 281-713-KHAN, K-H-A-N.
Very
I
nice.
think it's 5426, something like that.
Very nice. All right, Mrs. Scott?
All right, I just want to say, Attorney Filis, we were so glad to have our DJ. We want our DJ to say something.
Yeah,
because he
she
worked
was
for his dad.
normally I mean, I'm always here, but normally I don't
put him
show
on the
my
spot.
face
I
on the
put him on the
camera,
spot.
Oh, you get
So she was so insistent about it today. She's like, "No, we need our DJ on the camera." I was like, "All right,
Yeah,
all right."
yeah, yeah.
You know,
So here I am.
June is National DJ Month.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. So
Interesting.
there we
Okay,
go.
cool. My birthday's this month too, so
Oh, mine too. Okay.
this is Tark month also.
Oh, all right. Okay. Now go ahead and you've been able to see this hopeful new commissioner
Sure.
in action for all of your life. How's that been?
You know, a lot of people ask me all the time, and my personal input on it is obviously I've known him my entire life, and the way he's carried himself, the way he's conducted business, the way he's kept his relations with people, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. Obviously, I admire him a lot, not just because he's sitting here in front of me, but I genuinely do. I've worked with him in a lot of projects, and a lot of his businesses and whatnot, and the things that he's been able to accomplish with the limited resources and whatnot, it's phenomenal. So I have great faith in him and his ability to do this, and looking forward to it.
All right. So, Mr. Khan, what would you like to tell the Fort Bend residents right now?
I would like to give the message to Fort Bend resident that I'm your best candidate for Precinct 4 Commissioner, and I definitely need their vote of confidence. And I'm the person, my past experience in business, once I start, I take it to the next level. And if once I elected, I'll work on daily basis and be part of the citizens of the Precinct 4. And any question or concern or any issues they have which they are going through, I will be their voice and I will be there and make sure we address it. That's my thing. And as I mentioned, my son, I raise kids here. We have family raised here. Fort Bend County has given a lot. It's a great county. It's a great place to be live. And now it's time to get back to the Fort Bend County. And I will be there every day, full time.
All right. Thank you so much, Thank you so much, Mr. Khan. This was wonderful. We all can attest to how wonderful of a person you are. We've seen you in action, and we hope that everybody visits your website, looks at your issues, looks at what you stand for, and get out there and vote when it's time.
And to reiterate that's khan4commissioner.com, and that's KHAN, and you can find on Facebook at Mike Khan Campaign. Yeah, you can just search for that.
Thank you so much.
Mike Khan for Commissioner. I'm sorry. That's
there
what it
you
is.
go.
All righty. I just wanted to say to Mr. Khan, I'm so proud of you, and just wanted to say to Turek for supporting his dad. That means a lot to going through this campaign and have your son walking alongside of you. That means a lot. That's great, because I know it's so important. That I feel like $1 million because I have my kids work along with me with the foundation, and I love it. It makes me feel good knowing that your kids support you with everything that you do. That means a lot, and he also supports what Safe Diversity does, so that means a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Mr. Khan, you take care, Attorney Filis and I. If you need us, so you know to call us now. We're going to have you back on. Don't think this is your last time, though. We're gonna have you. We're gonna have you on throughout. We're gonna have you on throughout the campaign, right, Attorney Filis?
That's right.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Ms. Scott. As I'm gonna say one thing, once I announced my campaign, the way I got the response, overwhelming, the support I received from all different community people and different organizations, I'm blessed, and it's make me more stronger moving forward and achieve my goal.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much.
So right now it's time for a break. So we'll wrap up this discussion and we'll head over to our break. And anything you want to add in there?
Oh, well, we're going to have, stay tuned, because we're going to have Reverend Jerry, the People's Priest, when we come back.
Fantastic.
All right.
घर हो खरीदना रीफाइनेंसिंग लोन की जरूरत जब आए याद रखना सबसे जल्दी 15 दिन में लोन भी क्लोज करवाए जी हाँ कॉल करें असलम भाई ऑफ लिबर्टी होम मॉर्गेज 713-955-4675 713-955-4675 या फिर जाएं libertyhomemortgage.com
Equal housing broker NMLS number 184238 some restriction apply
जिंदगी में हादसा एक बार होता है पर हमेशा याद रहता है। एक्सीडेंट हो जाए तो कौन आपके बिल्स पे करेगा? आपको जरूरत है एक ऐसे अटॉर्नी की जो आपके साथ खड़ा रहे। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक के लिए इंश्योरेंस कंपनी से लड़ेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपके हक का पैसा आपको दिलवाएगा। जेम्स पर्किंस आपका केस जीतेगा तभी अपनी फीस लेगा। जेम्स पर्किंस 30 साल से पर्सनल इंजरी और एक्सीडेंट क्लेम केसेस जीत रहा है। अपने केस की फ्री असेसमेंट करवाएं। आपकी जुबान में बात करें। अभी कॉल करें 713-781-0660 713-781-0660.
Value is for big dreams and little ones. It's for your friends, your family, and your future. At Discount Power, we believe in the power of value. We know you do too. It's why our electricity plans are made to fit your budget and your life. We want to help you spend more time and money on what matters to you, because that's what matters to us. Discount Power, helping you save on electricity. Visit discountpowertx.com and sign up today. PUCT number 10177.
कोई नई बात नहीं, जमाना जानता है और मानता भी है हम कौन हैं, हम क्या हैं।
बाबा ने मुझे यही सिखाया है, मेहनत, हिम्मत और बहादुरी।
हमने अगली नस्ल को न सिर्फ बताया बल्कि करके भी दिखाया।
सुबह से अपनी टोयोटा पे शहर के हर कोने कोने में बिजनेस ढूंढना।
बरखुरदार टोयोटा गाड़ी बाकमाल है, हमेशा साथ निभाती है। फ्यूल एफिशिएंसी में लासानी, जब एतबार हो, भरोसा हो, इंसान अपनी मंजिल पे बासानी पहुंच जाता है।
लेकिन मजा तो सबको अपने साथ लेकर चलने में है। स्टर्लिंग मैकॉल टोयोटा की शाहिद उस्मानी की मिसाल ले लें।
लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया। अपनी टोयोटा पे हमेशा भरोसा करें। कॉल करें शाहिद उस्मानी 713-270-3948 713-270-3948।
अरे ओ तुर्रम खान,
जी बोलिए।
सुना है तुम हर सवाल का जवाब जानते हो।
अरे ऐसा वैसा, आजमाइश शर्त है।
तो फिर ये बताओ कि केटरिंग करवाने के लिए कौन सी बातों का ख्याल रखना चाहिए। बोलो बोलो।
पहली बात, मेन्यू सिलेक्शन। ऐसा मेन्यू जिसमें वाइड वैरायटी हो, जैसे कि एपेटाइजर में भेल पूरी, पानी पूरी, चिकन 65, मैंगो जिंजर, लाहौरी फिश। डिजर्ट स्टेशन में लबे शीरी, गुलाब जामुन, मैंगो चॉकलेट मूज। लाइव ग्रिल स्टेशन में गोट चॉप्स, तवा कबाब, सब कुछ मिलेगा।
ओए होए, इतनी वैरायटी।
और दूसरा ये कि प्रेजेंटेशन ऐसी हो कि सब दंग रह जाए।
तुम्हारा मतलब मेहमान और मेजबान दोनों की शान के ऐन मुताबिक बैकयार्ड इवेंट्स की केटरिंग भी अवेलेबल हो। वेल ट्रेन्ड, वेल ड्रेस्ड सर्विंग स्टाफ भी।
जी जनाब, जायका तो ऐसा होना चाहिए कि ताइयां, भाभियां, फुफियां सबकी सब खुश हो जाएं।
ओए होए, क्या बात।
अरे वही तो। और आखिरी बात, प्राइसिंग ऐसी हो कि खुशी दिल से महसूस हो।
यानी कि खुशियाँ रहमत बने, किसी पर जहमत नहीं।
मैं बोलूं? Contact Noor Chaudhary for all your catering needs at 979-224-3552, 979-224-3552.
Savoy Healthcare. Professional primary care for the entire family. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Specialized in routine care, common illnesses, minor injuries, and chronic and complex conditions. Call for an appointment at 281-741-0932. Conveniently located at 11246 South Willcrest Drive, Suite 190, Houston, Texas 77099, or visit them at savoyhealthcare.com. Telemedicine appointments are available. First 100 customers will get a free checkup when they mention Radio the Bump. Promotion does not apply for lab work. Savoy Healthcare. Professional primary care for the entire family.
ह्यूस्टन अपनी शॉपिंग के लिए तैयार हो जाइए। गुड न्यूज, पाकिस्तान्स बिगेस्ट होलसेलर इज राइट हियर इन ह्यूस्टन, इमरान्स बुटीक। इमरान्स बुटीक आपके लिए लाए हैं रिटेल विद होलसेल प्राइसेस एंड ब्यूटीफुल कलेक्शन राइट हियर इन हिलक्राफ्ट। ब्यूटीफुल मटेरियल विद ब्यूटीफुल डिजाइंस जो आपने कहीं नहीं देखे होंगे। डेफिनेटली आज ही पहुंच जाइए एट इमरान्स बुटीक, 5706 हिलक्राफ्ट स्ट्रीट। उनका नंबर है 386-225-6053, 386-225-6053।
मुझे तो इतनी एक्साइटमेंट हो रही है, शादी में जाने की तैयारियां शुरू।
अरे शादियों की रौनक तो अपने मुल्क में ही आती है।
मैंने भी सारी पैकिंग कर ली है, कपड़े रख लिए, ज्वेलरी रख ली और गिफ्ट्स भी ले लिए।
रुको 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 रुको, एक काम करते हैं, लिस्ट बना लेते हैं। ये बताओ, ताई अम्मी का गिफ्ट रखा?
बिल्कुल रखा।
सलीम भाई के डिओड्रेंट?
हाँ वो तो लाजमी थे ना।
और छोटों के लिए चॉकलेट्स?
हाँ ना। अब तुम बताओ, टिकट्स कहाँ है? टिकट्स?
हाँ,
ट्रैवलिंग की टिकट्स कहाँ है?
टिकट्स?
टिकट्स? आई, मेरी आंखों के आगे अंधेरा चल रहा है। ये क्या हो रहा है मुझे?
तुम ऊपर मत जाओ, देखो ऊपर से कुछ उतर रहा है।
ये रोशनी कहाँ से आ रही है? उम्मीद की किरण।
Horizon Travel, the very best in ticketing and service, even at the very last minute. Call Zahir and his professional travel team 713-978-7202, 713-978-7202. Horizon Travel.
कहा था ना, टिकट्स का इंतजाम हो जाएगा।
तुम पजामा ठीक कर लो, टिकट्स का इंतजाम किया है Horizon Travels ने।
Hi, everybody. This is Leona Filis, and I'm here with Mrs. Thelma Scott. Hi, Mrs. Scott.
Hello.
Yep, she's still there.
Yeah, all right. And we are doing the Embracing Diversity radio talk show today. And Mrs. Scott, she's missing out because in the studio right here, we have Reverend Jerry, the people's priest. How are you doing today?
I am great. I am not very happy about the rain, but I can't do anything about that. Jesus obviously missed my memo about not raining anymore, so I'll have to have a conversation with him later about that. But I'm great.
Missing you, Reverend Jerry. I'm missing you so much, but we'll get a chance to meet up and see each other again.
Yes, next time we need to plan something. We were actually talking about you and about your work with NAMI and all that amazing stuff you're doing. So we'll have conversations
I'm so
soon.
honored. But first thing I want to say, that I'm so honored to have NAMI Greater Houston as one of our partners, because they're awesome, and they're going to be working with our program, because we have so many students and families as well that deal with anxiety and deal with depression. And we want to let them know that we are here and there's hope out there for them.
Yep, they've been a good partner and resource for our nonprofit Safe Diversity Communities. And Reverend Jerry has also participated over the years. At what school did we go to? Where you?
Wheatley High School.
Wheatley High
That's
School.
it, yes. I knew it had a W in it.
Yeah, where Reverend Jerry spoke to the kids along with some other people from our platform. And today, though, we wanted to talk about this month. It's Pride Month. And Reverend Jerry, take it away.
Yeah, so Pride Month is really special to me. There's a whole variety of reasons why, but I really believe in my work and in the way I try to show up in the world. I like to create safe and sacred space for targeted communities, individuals who come from populations of people that are oftentimes either overlooked, intentionally forgotten, or intentionally targeted by church and society. And the LGBTQIA plus community is one of those groups that I work very closely with.
Thank you. And we had talked before. Go ahead and explain to us what that all of that means.
So the community has a wide diversity of representation, and a lot of people think of gay men and women and lesbians, but the community actually is a lot more diverse than that. So we often use these letters in acronym form to make sure that people are represented. So the L represents lesbians, G is gay, B is bi, the T is trans, the Q is for queer or questioning, the I is intersex, and the A is asexual, and then the plus is for HIV positive individuals.
All right, and this whole month, now I was talking to you earlier about President Biden. He went ahead and said June is Pride Month, and he had a proclamation. Now, we've been able to see a bit of a change in politics and how people are treated, especially trans, in the military. So what you had we were talking about what had happened in the past, where transgendered military personnel were basically kicked out of the military. So one of the things, I think it's important to note that when you have a policy, if it starts up at the top, it trickles down. And so right now at the top, Biden is making sure that transgendered active military or military personnel are treated properly, included that they are also going to allow for benefits to be extended to transgendered military and their families. And so that's an important message coming from the top. What else have you seen, Reverend Jerry, about how people are treating transgendered people in the community?
Well, here in Houston, we have a huge trans population of people, and I myself, as not being a trans person, don't want to speak to all of the issues that trans people represent because it's not my community per se. But being somebody that works a lot with trans folks, one of the things that I know quite personally is that for trans people living in a world where they constantly have to undergo threats of physical or emotional or mental harm is a long, ongoing source of trauma and anxiety and depression, and often increases rates of suicide. And so my work as a faith leader is to try to bridge that gap between church and society and say that I see you as a beloved child of God. And therefore, I'm going to do whatever I can to intervene and make sure that you are allowed to have your process. Because you and I and each person has a beautiful story. And if we cut people off before their story is finished, we as a human family are less likely to progress to a better, more fruitful, positive, and healthy life.
Now, I know that you have a few different resources for people to be able to reach you. And one of the things that I really like the name of is for Soul Care Sessions, that you want people to email you at wagepeace at protonmail.com. But Soul Care Sessions, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so part of my work is I try to be present to people who need space, again, like I said, safe and sacred space to express what they are going through in a means that is safe for them to be able to say whatever is on their mind or their heart without any judgment. And also for me to provide the skills and trainings that I have in crisis intervention and pastoral care to help provide people with an opportunity to be empowered so that when they go into the world that is very scary and oftentimes cold and threatening, they have a little bit more of an ability to lift their head up and go forth with a positive view of themselves. Because if you go into the world knowing your self-worth, there's nothing anybody can say, do, or think about you that will ever keep you down.
Yeah, very nice. Now, if people want to listen to your podcast, you have about, 2-3 dozen right now, just available. How can people find your podcast?
So my podcast is anywhere. You have all the podcast apps that are out there. Just search the People's Priest podcast, and my picture will pop up. And every week on Mondays, right now in July, in the beginning of July, we won't have any episodes because we'll be on vacation. But the next season, the third season, will start in August 1st. Or excuse me, the first Monday of August. And every Monday at 8:30 Central Standard Time in the morning, I release a short, what I call Monday Musings, and they're short teachings and practical everyday spirituality, promoting positivity, challenging us to think differently about people and ourselves, and create opportunities to just better ourselves as we go along.
So, for example, for me this morning, very stressed. What could I get from your podcast in your morning musings that would help me maybe write myself for the day?
So each one of my Monday musings usually has a story. I speak oftentimes from my personal experience. I talk about my prayer life, some of the practices I have. Like for instance, one of the things that I do whenever I'm having a stressful morning or just a stressful day is I always try to find wherever the sun is. And the sun, oftentimes, I tell people, is a reminder in a lot of indigenous religions that as long as the sun is out and is giving off warmth, you have the ability to always give off that same warmth to the world. And so I always try to reorientate myself whenever I feel disoriented or stressed to find the sun and stand under the sun and say, I'm going to give out that same radiance. So I give examples like that to people on my podcast.
On how to be present and how to accept positiveness. That's wonderful. So the Monday Musings, though, didn't you're a published author now, right?
I am. I took the first 2 seasons of my podcast and I edited them into a book format so that people can take the lessons that I have put on the podcast in written form wherever they go. It's a small book, and it's easy to put into your purse or your backpack, and they're very short. So the whole point of it is to pick it up whenever you're feeling that stress or that anxiety, sit down and read a short little couple, like 2 paragraphs, and then at the end of each one of the musings is a special blessing that is catered towards that particular musing. And it's a short blessing that you can that's repetitive, that you can use throughout your day to help kind of settle you in.
Nice, very nice.
Interesting.
So the going back to Pride Month, is there anything that you would suggest to someone who's unfamiliar with that community, and how can you bring, what do I need to know, or what could I learn in order to be more receptive and inclusive to members of the LGBTQ community?
Mm-hmm. So the first thing I would say is that LGBTQIA plus people are everywhere. They're in church, they're in school, they're in your government. And so this idea that we can be separated from other people is just non-existent. And so I would say make yourself available, allow yourselves to love people where they are, even if you don't understand. I think it was John Lennon who said, don't hate what you don't understand. And so create space to hear people's stories, and maybe you might hear intersections and places where you connect in your story with their story. And I always say you can never hate somebody that you know. And so if you create time to get to know people and make space for people and listen to people's stories, you will always be better. Nobody is ever less likely, or how should I say it? Nobody is ever made inferior by including other people into the story. We are always better when we have more people at the table.
Very nice. Very nice. Uh-oh.
You had contact with you.
I think we
Miss
have a
Scott,
little
we're
bit.
having a hard time hearing you. Try repeating that one more time.
Can he about the youth that he did on the youth?
I think I heard youth.
I heard youth, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I can speak about that for a minute. So LGBT youth have a high rate of self-violence and suicide. And that's, I think, again, goes back to what I talked about making space for people's stories. I would highly encourage that if you are a parent of a young person, whether in middle school or high school, or even younger, and you suspect that they might be LGBTQIA of some sort, I would say do everything that you can to educate yourself. Don't shy away from that. Don't see it as a challenge, see it as a blessing, as an opportunity to grow. There are a lot of organizations that you can join, like PFLAG, which is Parents and Friends for Lesbian and Gay Youth, and get to know other people. Again, you cannot hate people that you know. And so if you grow your community and grow the circle of compassion that you have around you, you'll be able to be a lot more of a support to your child. And if you're a teacher and you don't know how to handle such things, reach out. I am available to people if you need support on this area, and I know many other people as well.
Great. And again, what's your website?
You can find me at revjerrymaynard.org, and the People's Priest everywhere on the internet.
That's right.
Can you spell that your last name out?
Yes, MAYNARD.org.
Thank you.
Rev Jerry Maynard.
All right.
So
thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we can hear you clearly now.
Okay, thank you.
Jinxed it.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not there with you. I can't get my hug, but we'll get together, okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
we will.
Well, actually, we're going to keep Reverend Jerry on for a little bit longer. Another Awareness Month topic is PTSD. Now, Mrs. Scott, through Safe Diversity Communities nonprofit, honors our veterans every month. And we're very proud to include in our programs veterans, first responders. One of the things that I think would be important to note is that we do have issues where some of our veterans experience PTSD.
Yeah.
But it's not just veterans. Now, when I hear PTSD, I automatically think, somebody who's been in a war and or battle, and so they may have some issues that need to be worked on. I know that a lot of autism parents also say that they probably suffer from PTSD based on the lack of sleep and then the heightened awareness that you have to have when you're watching your child who may or may not, run out in the street or, cause harm accidentally. And so we did a little research. There's about 5 types of post-traumatic stress disorder. There's a normal stress response, and this is supposed to be when before PTSD begins. Whenever you have an event like an accident or an injury, you've probably been in a car accident. And so you have had that heightened awareness of everything that's around you. Noises will cause you to have a reaction. You're completely stressed. Your body's tensed. So that's a normal stress response. But then there's also acute stress disorder. There's uncomplicated PTSD.
Yeah.
There's complex PTSD and then comorbid PTSD, where you have maybe PTSD along with another disorder, another mental health concern, which may often be coupled with substance abuse issues. And so we've had, there's a lot of people that try to self-medicate instead of talk to someone, let's see, there was, for veterans, there's a veterans crisis line. It's 1-800-273-TALK. Now, Mrs. Scott is taking classes to become certified with NAMI. Can you speak to that?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, we can, ma'am.
Yes, it's so important to be able to be certified when you're working with the group of people that we work with. We work with a lot of parents that have kids with disabilities, and also a lot of the parents have disabilities themselves. So they have to feel comfortable to be able to trust you to tell their stories. And so what we do is we like for them to tell their stories and come to us and let us know if they need help or we can help them in that area. So that's why it was so important for me to get my training, and I advise everyone to contact NAMI. The training is for free.
Oh.
Then you'd be better to be able to be a help in the community. But it's so important that we understand people that deal with PTSD, people that dealing with disability, dealing with anxiety, and dealing with deep depression. That's so important for you to recognize the signs. So if you have went through the training with NAMI, Greater Houston, then you can understand and you can recognize the signs. So it's important to recognize the signs when a person is dealing with depression or suicide. You have to be able to recognize the signs. So the training at NAMI is so very important, to be able to call them and to be able to find out about their training. The training, they do it every day. They do it on the weekend, they do it at night. So it's so important that can fit in your schedule. So I have really learned a lot by being a part of NAMI Greater Houston. And become a member. You become a member.
I would also add, too, that for those who may suspect that they might have PTSD but are afraid to ask for help because of the stigma that's associated with mental differences, I would like to just emphasize that PTSD, anxiety, depression are not disorders in the sense that you're broken, but that the reality is that PTSD and anxiety and all these other conditions are your body's way of making sure that you survive, because your body and your brain and your spirit know that you are important and that you matter. And we live in a world where there's a lot of people who don't want to make sure that your story gets heard. And so we start to have these things go on in our head that says, no, I know I'm important. I know I'm valued. I know my self-worth. But that cognitive dissonance sometimes causes issues. So when you have a PTSD moment or anxiety, your body actually is doing what it's designed to do, but it's overhyped up to the point to where you might need some extra help. Because ultimately, all of us are byproducts of other people, you know. And so we can't heal ourselves on our own. We have to have other people as well. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to step forward and claim what you are going through. And I always say that, I know this is not a religious channel, but I'm a faith leader, so I have to talk about God for a hot second. But I always say, God honors your expectations. So if you expect to be supported and to be healed, God will make a way for that to happen.
Nice. Very nice.
And it's so important, I want to say, the Reverend, is that people really don't understand, and I'm so honored and glad to be able to take this training, because people have to know that your words, choice of words that you choose to say, but you never know when a person is dealing with anxiety and depression. You never know when they're over the edge.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be very careful with the words to affecting people.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be very careful, because words can cut like a knife, and also can drive a person over the edge, and it can send that person to a deep depression or suicidal.
Mm-hmm.
So in the training, you have to be careful with your words and how you treat people. We should love everybody and treat them kindly.
And I know we don't have a lot of time left, but I do want to. Humor is a healing medicine. And so I want to point out some of the fun things that this month represent. So, like, for instance, in addition to being Pride Month, this is also National DJ Awareness Month.
Yes, yes.
DJ awareness.
The fun one that we liked was the National Accordion Awareness Month.
That was an important one.
Apparently, accordions are underrepresented. And there's also National Dairy Month. That's because all the vegans are telling people not to eat dairy, drink dairy, or eat dairy. So, all of that. Country Cooking Month, Caribbean American Month, Alzheimer's, Papaya Month. It's Papaya Month.
Well, I like the one right below that. National Pollinators Month.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
But
we do need bees.
That's right. Bees
Amen.
and butterflies. And so one of my things that I wanted to say, shout out to Miss Sheila Collins, because this is also National Homeowners Month.
Yes.
And Miss Sheila Collins is the beautiful mother of Reverend Jerry and the very successful realtor. So hi, Sheila.
She's known as the Reset Realtor.
That's right.
All over the internet, Reset Realtor. Look her up.
Now you have your Monday musings. Doesn't she have Tuesday tips? Or is
yes, that's
Tuesday
correct.
Tips. That's right.
On YouTube, Tuesday Tips. And incidentally, she stole my branding. I was the one. I was the one that gave her the idea to do the Tuesday Tips. And at the end of her video, she does that little hashtag thing with her finger. So that's all me.
Oh, okay, okay. So now this month for birthdays, I wanted to give a shout out to, our DJ and myself. We have June birthdays. And
my
then,
mom, too.
Your mom, my mom. Oh, that's right. Birthday.
Yeah.
And
Aunt
Diane.
I'm going to say this. We have to say, happy birthday to you, Attorney Phillips. Happy birthday.
Thank
and
you.
many more to all the birthdays.
Thank you.
And I want you to close out and give them the information about our live coming up, our workshop.
We have a workshop coming up on July 3rd. It's a monthly
July 10th.
Oh, we changed it? Okay.
Yeah.
July 10th then. All right, I will update my calendar. But you can go to safediversity.org to find more information about that. You can also help out Safe Diversity by selecting Safe Diversity to be your nonprofit that on Amazon. When you order things on Amazon, you can type in smile.amazon.com, select Safe Diversity, and then a percentage of what you spend when you're shopping on Amazon goes to Safe Diversity Communities. And then you can also text 44321 and type in Safe Diversity to text your donation. We're still raising money for scholarships. We have a scholarship program where in August we are going to be awarding our newest recipients who have been working very hard all year round with Safe Diversity. These students are graduating seniors that are going off to college. They have written essays. They have produced artwork, all based on whatever the theme of the month is that Safe Diversity puts out. And these kids have been dedicated to helping out Safe Diversity and learning about community issues. So thank you, Mrs. Scott. This is the 21st year for Safe Diversity Communities.
Wow, 21
yeah,
years. That's
yeah.
amazing.
So Safe Diversity, we owe so much to the Scott family for providing to a lot of our citizens in the greater Houston area. So thank you, Mrs. Scott, for
Yes,
everything
thank
that
you.
you do. And,
Thank you, guys.
And I guess
Kind of
that's
feel
it.
like you can close this out now. Thank you, guys. And I miss you guys. Hope to see you guys soon.
We miss you as well, Miss Scott. We will see you next time.
Yep. Thank you for Mike Kahn for being our first guest. Thank you, Reverend Jerry. And thank you, DJ.
All right, guys. Take care.
Okay, bye.